Welcome to Black and White Recovery. Your hosts have been associated with recovery programs for over 50 years. This show is not associated or related to any 12-step program. The advice is strictly to be taken as advice, or it may be used for drinking games. Always consult with your sponsor, attorney, doctor, or anyone with more common sense other than Lee.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the cult classic Black and White Recovery. You know why I can say it's a cult classic, Ian?
Because it is.
No! We belong to a cult, but that's not the point of the show. So, in our absence, and we have been absent, and we're restarting the show.
Abstinent, but absent.
So, the last show was several months ago. In that time span, our...
Was it that long ago?
Well, I can look at it. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. The last show came out September 3rd.
Wow.
No,
it was
November
right
22nd. November 22nd? No, September 3rd. We started in November. November, December, January, February. Then we skipped to August. We're terrible. Then we came back in August and did 3 shows. Well, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
This show has a life of its own. Apparently, we literally have thousands of downloads and plays, which is shocking to me that this thing has a life of its own. Even though we haven't done the show.
It's stronger than both of us.
So we're required by sobriety law to do at least another series of new shows to keep supporting
the support.
Okay. Well, for those of you that
is
are
it
new
odd
to the
or is it God?
Is it odd or is it? So for those of you who don't know, the show basically works like this. Ian is, what is it now? How many years? 25? 26?
22.
How do I have more time than you? That makes no sense.
You've always had more time than me.
Have I? 93. Yeah. That's a long time, Ian.
Yeah.
I need a drink. Ian is still an active member of the Phoenix chapter of AACANA, and he'd like to get
CMA.
into...
Don't forget CMA.
CMA. He'd like to get into SA.
I haven't been to NA in a long time. I really need to go to NA.
You would like to be a member of SA, but for all the wrong reasons. I am no longer active in the fellowship. However, I do still practice my sobriety. I have been, I guess technically in the world of the cult, I'm just abstinent, right? That's what you guys
Correct.
call me? Like I'm
well,
doing...
that's what I call myself when I didn't go to meetings.
It's a horseshit statement.
Or read the literature, or work the steps, or have a sponsor, or...
Okay, so if I don't read the literature, or I'm not a part of the cult...
My life was more batshit crazy than it was when I was using.
Is my life more crazy, or did I just replace it with jiu-jitsu, and it doesn't really make sense anyway? Right.
Your life or jiu-jitsu?
No, my life. Does my life seem completely out of control?
Sense. You have a beautiful daughter. Shut up.
I like to think of myself as a fairly rational person. For those of you who've never listened to the show, Ian is an active member. I was an active member. I'm one of those disgruntled ex-members of the cult. I'm planning to make my Netflix special called "I Escaped." We escaped AA.
No, we are making a Netflix special.
Oh, we are. Well, what was the woman who made the one about the Church of Scientology? Didn't she? How she escaped Scientology and then they tried to sue.
Katie Holmes?
No, not Katie. And she just got unmarried. She got out pretty safely.
Heidi Fleiss?
No. Actually, it was an A&E series on top of that. So, of all the episodes we have done quite a few. We're back. We'll do a series of shows. Apparently, there is some kind of weird audience to this show. We are both tremendously ADD. We are both tremendously bad at staying on topic. But it's 2 different perspectives of sobriety. And here's one for you right at the top of the show. Hey, support our sponsor.
And neither one is wrong.
No, neither one is wrong. Hey, support our sponsor, LasVegasDiscount.net. When you're planning your next relapse, go to Vegas. If you're going to go to Vegas, type in LasVegasDiscount.net and save over 50% on your next relapse. Boy, I should get that audio made. I should get the bumper remade into a song about your next relapse in Vegas, and therefore go to LasVegasDiscount.net. How much would people hate me for that one? Oh. By the way, direct all your hate at me. It's fine. I would tell you to write about it and tell your sponsor, but...
I don't know what I want. I don't know if I want it.
I don't know. So what's currently going on in the wonderful world of Phoenix, Arizona's AA community? What is their big thing?
Well, there was a huge shocker this week.
Somebody
a patriarch
relapsed?
No, worse. Patriarch of the program.
His
helped
real name
thousands
was
of guys
Stephen Paddock?
get and stay sober, and owned a couple of halfway houses.
Okay.
Was beaten, robbed, and killed by his foster kids.
Okay.
That he took in because the ex-girlfriend they belonged to was in prison.
How old were the foster
Horrible,
kids?
horrible.
It's a horrible story.
16, 21, and 12.
Okay. So
The girl claimed she was kidnapped. The 12-year-old said she was kidnapped.
that would be
But
my
they
perspective.
found him in Green Bay, Wisconsin, 4 days after the crime, a day and a half after they found his body.
So has this event caused relapses and shockwaves throughout the community?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it has. It has.
Look, I could be really wrong because it's been a long time since I've read any of the literature to the cult. But I thought it was don't drink or use no matter what.
Yeah, well, some people don't subscribe to that philosophy.
So you're using the tragedy of a person who literally dedicated their life to nothing but good deeds.
Yep, recovery by
And-
having a drink. Yeah,
That makes no sense to me.
I know.
Is there ever a good reason to drink? Well, yeah, there are, and probably that would get a lot of haters out of the whole thing. But
Well, if you're suicidal, I would.
yeah, I would too. Look, that whole
Yeah.
commit suicide or relapse. I've heard that one rolled around a few times. So let's examine that one for a split second here.
Okay, that's a good topic.
It's a great topic. Relapse or use. Where do you fall on that?
Well, I'm not afraid of using and dying. I'm afraid of using and living. So if I know I'm checking out, it's not going to bother me that much.
I guess. What I'm fascinated by is the concept.
I mean, I couldn't die before. I won't be able to die now. I know that. And somewhere my higher power has a lot more punishment and, well, not punishment, a lot more challenges for me.
My standing issues with the cult are the fact that people take the literature way too far, not really actually.
The stuff was written in the 30s.
Yeah, by a guy who was doing lots and lots of cocaine. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there.
Cocaine or acid? I heard it was LSD.
I was both. Whatever. But apparently you can do other drugs. And
Freud did a lot of coke. He had some good ideas.
He did.
Yeah.
So if it came down to it...
I've had some good ideas on coke, too.
Everybody does. If you had a
not
sponsee
lately.
who called you up
Uh-huh.
and they told you, like, I think I'm going to kill myself, I feel like I have to use, but I feel like I have to kill myself. Like, is there even a debate here? Like, have a drink and calm down, bro.
Yeah, I'll tell him to buy a drink.
It doesn't even...
I'll tell him I'll buy him a drink. If it saves a life, drink away.
You can start over. Why are we so hung up? Why are we so Why is AA so hung up on your drink? Like, oh, I got more dick than you. Why are they so hung up on this shit? And the girls
I
too.
don't know.
But we don't have girls who listen to this show. I've already had that debate.
Yeah, that's an issue.
That's an issue.
Guys,
Well, why is it that we are so driven by measuring the length of our sobriety instead of the quality of our sobriety?
because that gives you an excuse to continue to start over.
Is that all it is? Or
I think so.
is ultimately the goal of everybody in AA, the programs, let's use the terminology correctly, is the goal of every person in the programs to have a position of some kind of authority? Is that the only reason they're in here? They want to move up the cult and have more status over other people. They want to feel special and important.
I think you have to lead by example, yes. And that's a huge problem with the program. There's a bunch of people do as I say, not as I do. And they're not doing the deal.
But how many people do you know that actually do by the letter of the do? We've discussed this on other shows. Like us even discussing the topic of, is it better to relapse than to commit suicide? Well, I'll tell you definitively. You better.
Yeah, I want to know what page of the big book that's
right.
in.
Do the drugs, do the drink, and calm the fuck down. Okay?
Right.
Hit the pipe. Pot's legal everywhere. All right, calm down. Go.
Well, how about the guys out by you in California that say medication is not sober?
Okay, that's we're back to the very same strong topic, which is if you take any kind of medication, you are a relapse. Why? Why? When I came into the program, I had two things that I needed to stop doing. One was drinking,
right,
and the other one was copious amounts of cocaine.
Yeah.
And really, when you boil it down, it was doing the copious amounts of cocaine.
Right.
I did lots of drinking to balance the copious amount of cocaine I was doing. Of course.
Well, I discovered cocaine so I could drink 10 times.
Right. That's all you did it for. That's all it's good for. Because everybody, nobody will ever admit to this one. The only reason to drink and use is so that you can drink just enough so that you feel normal, but not out of control. And that's the problem. We can't ever maintain the balance. Anybody who says differently is kind of lying, I think. I think drinking and using is ultimately used as a tool for feeling normal in social or private settings. That's the reason we abuse it. At least that's my opinion. That's why I did it.
I did it to feel taller.
Same thing.
Smarter.
Same thing. So if a sponsee told you
richer.
that they were prescribed Vicodin for a torn-up shoulder, what are you telling them?
As long as they take it as prescribed, do it.
Okay.
But I'm on an island there.
That's way
there's
contrary.
a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are shaking their heads no right now.
Of course they are. Fuck them. I got more time than them.
Well, even more time doesn't matter.
Time is irrelevant.
I knew a guy that had 10 years more than me, went off his meds, he tried to jump off the hospital roof. He eventually killed himself. It was horrible.
Well, yeah, because being sober is horrible. Sorry.
Well, no, this was about 3 years later. After he went back on his meds, he got a bad letter from the IRS.
Oh, okay, same thing. Like I said, life is the hard part. Getting sober is not the hard part. Life's the hard part.
No, it's living life sober that's the hard part.
You take a lot of shit in stride. So, okay, and here's another one where everybody's going to shake their head no, which is I take a mood-altering antidepressant, because it's clearly a mood-altering substance. Wellbutrin, Prozac, whatever. That's mood-altering. Clearly there's literature to tell me that mood-altering of any shape or form is contrary to the program.
Yes. Okay. Well, I disagree with that.
Well, I get
Sugar's
that.
mood altering. Caffeine's mood altering.
Right.
Tobacco's mood altering.
Correct.
Sex is mood altering.
Well, then
Aspirin's mood altering. Hey, my headache went away. I'm in a different mood.
Okay, but ultimately at that level, that means everything is fair game. If you're going to go an inch, you got to go a mile.
Well, see, I mean, I'll say that, but like a doctor will say, you really should be on Adderall to help you focus, and I won't do it. So I'm full of shit, too.
Well, I get that, but it's also
there's got to be something different than Adderall that can help me with that.
Right, but you're also being hip enough to know that putting yourself on some sort of amphetamine is probably not the greatest idea to a guy who did copious amounts of cocaine.
Right, or crystal meth.
Right,
loves caffeine and 5-hour energy shots and Red Bull. I've been 4 months without a Red Bull, and I miss it dearly.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I still drink coffee in huge